Here we go. Let's go outside to the yard. Let me show you what I got going on. Here's a door I just put in about a month ago. Decided to plaster it with a whole bunch of dealership license plates. It was just an ugly old white door. Wasn't nothing special. Something I bought at an auction. This is all new construction. Got my stereo going finally. Got light switches going finally. I do live on a lake. I'm very fortunate. I have 7.5 acres here, all pretty well secluded. There's the beast that hauls all this stuff. I've had that truck about 8 years, over 300,000 miles, still going strong. Little 6-liter. Little 80 cart, can't seem to sell. Not sure why. It's an early version. Brass tag, narrow wheel, but somebody didn't do it any justice, that's for sure. That part's pretty ugly, but it's reversible without too much trouble. Here's the front of my shop. Nothing fancy again, just nothing. Here's a 2-stage 44 blower I converted to fit my 345. Blew that stupid long belt. It's about $80 some. So instead of replacing it, I was being cheap. Just threw on a single stage blower that I had laying around. Obviously, I got lots of them. Well, you don't know that yet, but you're about to see. And actually, that single stage has been working just fine for me. I've had 0 issues with it. We are supposed to get some wet snow today. 3-4 inches, I believe. There's another 445. Runs, has a hydraulic leak somewhere. Somebody started taking it apart. Didn't finish the job. Electric lift 210. Here's my little 345. This is my personal little mower. It's nothing pretty. I sell all my good stuff. So my hood's all broke. It's nothing fancy at all. My wheel weights are mismatched. I did buy a seat. Just an old, I think, 200 series cab I converted over. Here's the decks to the 445. Here's a carcass of a 345. I actually might build that back into a tractor if I get ambitious. More front mowers, a 700 series, more 900 series back over there. A couple lawn sweepers. Those are going to go to the scrap if scrap ever comes back up. Here's a couple 345s I just bought. Don't know anything about them yet. They both got good hoods or decent hoods. One's got a cracked upper, but they both got good lowers. They both got 54-inch decks. So there's parts as parts, right? Here's an X300 series I bought. I think I'm going to fix that, I think all it needs is a transmission pulley. The guy thought the tranny was bad. So he didn't want to fix it because they're like $800. So I bought it, and I think it's just the pulley. I think the pulley's stripped out on top. I got to get it in the shop and find out. Just more mower decks. There's a pull behind mower deck right there. The majority of my mower decks are all stuck behind this white building and sitting there in a pile. But here's my yard of over 400 John Deere lawnmowers. All the lawn and garden stuff is on the right. All the lawn stuff is on the left. And towards the end, it all kind of gets mixed together a little bit. I got to do some sorting. I spend some time out here every now and then with the EMR and start moving stuff around. These are all Onan powered 318, 316s. I don't have any 420s. You cannot go buy hoods around here because I use any hood to cover up engines. It don't matter to me. Obviously, John Deere has a big hood issue. So I'll just grab a hood to cover up an engine. Those are all my 318 Onan powered 316s. This is 400, 425. There's a 425 all-wheel steer out here. That's a 445 carcass, I believe. There's an X485 there in the back, closest to the driveway over there. These are just 400s. Boy, it's cold out here today. These are 262, 265, 320s, 285s. I think there's a couple GT 235s in here. There's a 325, a 345, 300 series stuff, I guess you'd say. Kawasaki powered for the most part. You know, like that's a Briggs powered, a GT 225. There's a 345 or for parts still. 325. No, a GX 335. Excuse me. That's a GX model. There's that another 325. This would be like single Kohler powered 318, 300s, 317s, that kind of stuff. Couple zero turns. I honestly don't know much about them, so I haven't sold any parts off them yet because I got to educate myself on what they are. Another 700 series back there. Some X marks. I got those when I bought the dealership out. Got lucky. I've done quite well with those parts. There's another zero turn. Yet another pile of snow blowers and mower decks. I guess mainly snow blowers and snow blades. Let me take that back. There's my Snowco trailer that I'm trying to sell. Nobody seems to be interested. That's just a snowmobile trailer. Used to be into dune buggies. So I still got my buggy trailer. That's probably going to get sold this year because I don't use it. That's a three-wheeler mistake I bought. Here's most of the D&G stuff. Still kind of scattered throughout. 90% John Deere, which is fine for me. I'm all out of these Toros. I got like 6 of these Toros and I sold every one of them. I did very well with those. That's all I have left is that carcass. GT 262. There's just a lot. There's a couple Craftsmans out there. That red Craftsman's pretty cool. It's got a tack on it. You don't see many lawnmowers with tacks on them. That had an engine fire, so it could be put back together if somebody had a parts one probably. There's some golf course stuff. Those all got Yanmar diesels in them, so they're all just good parts machines. I've had those quite a while. Haven't really sold a lot of parts off them, so I probably won't ever buy those again. Some Scotts, just stuff. Husqvarna. There's a walk behind. I only got one of those. These are all 110, 112s. Everything in the background is just your 170s, 160s, LXs, that kind of stuff. Small lawn tractors, 111s, 116s. That's everything there over there in the background. A lot of those, if scrap comes back up, is going to just get scrapped. Them 170s to 185 models, 160s to 185 models, I ain't sold parts off of in a year and a half. I've sold very little. And there's probably 25 of them over there. Right there. They're all right there. I bet I have 20 STX 38s. Don't sell any parts off that stuff anymore. Very little. That's all 170, and that's not including the LXs. The LXs are over there. Here's my STX pile. There's a pile of them. More 200 series, 110, 112s. Another F900 series. That one running mowed before I sold the mower deck. That was my buddy's. That's got a good running Yanmar gas. Got a couple zero turn or John Deere, whatever they call spin steer SSTs. LX 317. There's that 50-inch 3-point that nobody will buy. Not sure why. Has its issues, but I thought I priced it right. It should have been sold. Old 726 snowblower. I don't do a lot with walk behind stuff. Sometimes it just comes with other equipment. I don't seek it out by any stretch. Anything you got to walk behind or pull start, I'm not necessarily interested in. Unless it's free or super cheap. All this stuff was moved here when I moved here, and I ain't touched most of it since. So this is an area that's got to get addressed. I actually hired 4 guys, 4 boys off the Williamston football team to help me load all these on a trailer, come over here with me and throw them all here in a pile. I gave them all a $100 bill. I couldn't move them all myself. It took me forever. Homemade blade, that's actually off that 317 you just seen. Here's my scrap trailer. I wish scrap would come up so I could get rid of some of that stuff. More piles of mower decks. This is hopefully gonna turn into my engine storage for parts engines. That's my goal. A couple 49 blowers for parts, 318 GT series hoods and fender decks, and there's an X485 hood. All these stupid used tires that someday I'll get a tire machine where I can start dismounting all these and keep the wheels or scrap the wheels and then take the tires and have them recycled. Here's a 345 I got for sale. I put a cam in that. I had a 54 deck, but some guy offered me more money and I thought it was worth, so I sold it. I'll take another one off of one of them other 345s and put back under it. Here's a really nice GT 235 48C. The deck's a little rough. I got to find a different deck for it, but this has like 331 hours on it and runs like a champ. This thing, it supposedly has a different motor, but I'm not sure why a motor would go bad in 331 hours. A couple 33 tillers. I got one complete setup. PTO, lift link, tiller, pins, everything. I'm trying to get $900 for everything. Everything to convert your old 300 series and run a rototiller. Or a 140. That's an LT model with a bagger. That came from the dealership. 485 fender deck. Well, that's really about it, guys, for the first walk around. That's the main gist of it. Hoping this will take off. I'll make some videos on either how to fix stuff, what it's about. Any questions y'all have, feel free to comment down below. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell. I gotta hit 1,000 before this thing will take off, so I don't know if I got 1,000 friends. I need you all to do it for me, please. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.